Hey, Tanya.
I don't understand. How could Meyer do something like this?
Because they think they could get away with it. Listen, someone called here while you were out. It sounded urgent. You should check your messages ASAP.
Gotcha.
Let me guess, that asshole.
Dr. Wales, you there?
Oh.
Listen, the meeting went bad. They took her, man. I barely escaped. I don't know what they're gonna do. They're after me, and they might be coming after you too, just for seeing me. I'm sorry. Please contact me so we can figure this out. And don't drink from the tap.
The fuck?
Isn't that Lucas Cole? One of your patients?
Yes. Though he didn't show for his last appointment.
You should call him back.
Phones haven't really been working in my favor.
Guess we have to do this the hard way. Lucas had a cabin in the forest, didn't he? You should try and see if you can access it from the building. Maybe there's something there that'll help us make contact with him.
Or a tape.
While you're at it, you should check out what's happening downstairs. This place is falling apart.
Find Lucas's tape. Reasonable enough. Bye. Wait, hold up. Now, what I want to know, and this legitimately interested me, I just gave a breakdown of
I don't trust anything that was going down at that Meyer building.
I just gave an overview of this game.
Keep calm and keep going.
But Tanya's still a wild card. The fuck is Tanya?
Next time, I'm heading you.
Let me guess, Tanya is like the embodiment of his wife that got caught up in some bullshit? Or whatever.
Oops, this one's on me.
Oh,
the
okay.
elevator was supposed to drop all the way down and explode. Since you're stuck there, starving to death, how about you take this opportunity to reflect on what a major pain in the ass you've been?
Or how about I don't do that? You know, now I've never really looked at this elevator before, but it's a shitty elevator.
Did you call elevator service? A grown man being bailed out by a cat. Come on, let's go.
I didn't call elevator service, but I'm glad I got it.
So this is what happens when I'm not around. Huh.
More or less.
As if all this wasn't enough, you gotta get stuck in the vents. Yippee-ki-yay.
Cat, I like you by virtue of the fact that you're a cat, but if you say
Have you stopped
yippee-ki-yay,
to-
you are required to follow it up with motherfucker. Either say the whole thing, or don't say it at all.
Wonder what the tapes really mean to you. They're not just recordings of your patients, that's for sure. You've listened to their stories and troubles, but what of your own? Who decides the story of Desmond Williams? It's not too late, you know, to make a change. Your story's not set in stone.
And I'm sure that's where you come in.
I could really go for a cheeseburger right about now.
You're a fucking cat, you'll go for kit nibble.
Oops. I mean, Desmond, behave! Here's my gas mask. Ugh, sheesh.
Really?
This is where you get off. See you back at the office. Toodles.
See ya. If you're reading this, it means I was right. Oh! That's not Desmond's. That's the other guys whose name I forget. Wait a goddamn minute. Yep. 4. Lucas, let's go. Yeah. Kind of a, I didn't want to be judgy, but kind of a gross bathroom, if I do say so myself. Limber up every morning, no excuses. Life expectancy for radium is 5 seconds, always defy the what? And what's this guy's fucking issue?
It's deactivated. Pointless.
There we go. Known establishments and associate locations. Meyer Corporation, 600 whatever. Between 1945 and 1973, the government and the other guys held numerous major experiments involving psychoactive drugs. See research on those things. Files found in Greenland. So what, is he like some kind of secret investigator? Because that would be reason enough to kill him. I mean, the government would kill people for that. It has in the past. That's it? Huh. I do love though. Oh, Jesus fuck. I do love though how now, like, every single place just has pills out there. If I can, I'm gonna try to go back to Virginia's place to see if I can't find the, shit for her. So as decent of a sequence as that cat thing was, I guess it was just an excuse in order to make you think about Desmond and the cat, which is what I already did. What?
When I tell you to do something, you ignore me. But when a disheveled maniac like Lucas gives you false hope, you obey him without question. At this point, it's hard not to take it as an insult. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There's only me.
So you're the final boss. Gotcha. I don't give a shit. Hey, kitty.
Lucas could be your ticket out of here. You have to contact him.
I'll find a way.
Whatever you see when you're there, don't let it hinder you. Keep going.
Now for Max. Oh, that's Virginia. Oh yeah, so what about this guy? Alan Shore. Forgot about that, because I likened him to Alan Wake. Max Nygaard, age 45. Intermittent explosive disorder, narcissistic tendencies. Circumstance of treatment. Court-ordered treatment after domestic disturbance at home, to which the police were called. Patient's wife did not press charges, but the state required a police report and legal action regardless. Patient's wife and child have since been moved out. Personal history. Patient deflects the issue, but his father was incarcerated over violence towards his mother. Patient appears to carry resentment counterintuitively for his mother, who it appears had an affair when he was young, then married. Ooh, dicey. Stepfather was likely also abusive, but Patient refuses to engage on the topic. Patient has a 10-year-old daughter named Madison and a wife named Alice, who is seemingly no longer living at home and may have filed for separation. Do you have to file for that? Patient insists on referring to her in present tense, not as ex, and will not acknowledge her separation, although he is certain that it is temporary. Patient recently lost his job as a driver for Meyer Pharmaceuticals after an apparent accident holding sensitive cargo. Psychological notes. Max displays intense jealousy and anger when he feels he is disrespected or his control is threatened. He's been given basic exercises, that kind of shit, but it's hard to discern what is or is not working. Narcissistic tendencies cause the patient to change the subject. When confronted, he gets angry and redirects blame. Instances of projection of resentment towards his wife. Patient believes it is her fault that he is here, not the domestic violence incident. Additional. Max stormed off before completing his last session. Has not returned in 2 weeks. State court notified. So basically what I already knew. Okay, here's my issue with this one. Wait, what about this one? Okay, so here's my issue with this file. Both of these files gave me new information. This one gave me the information as to why it was such a big deal that she had to go to Homart all of a sudden, and this one gave me a bigger idea into why he was doing the shit he is. But this file just gave me exactly what the actual tape gives you. So what's the point?
Is it me, or are you just taking all these pills willy-nilly?
It's just you, because I've taken them like not at all. Although now that I think about it, I could use some more help, so thank you for reminding me.
Meyer's role in this is extremely fishy, and not in a good way.
By the way, Kat, you have no one to blame for that but yourself.
Once more onto the breach.
Head on a swivel, Desmond.
Huh. This one's a swamp. Tape Lucas. And since the cat said this is my ticket to getting out of here, I assume this is the fourth and final tape.
Nice place you got here. Cozy. And this table? Is it mahogany or oak?
I actually have no idea. Alright, Mr. Cole. Why don't you sit down so we can start with the basics? Have you ever had therapy or counseling before?
Straight to the point, huh, Doc? Sorry, You're not the first therapist I've met with, but I sometimes find it difficult to open up. Past therapy sessions were very productive.
Stutter? So that's one thing. I've known, well not known, but I've known, so I've been aware of one guy who had a stutter, not to make fun of him, but, and he avoided speaking. This man avoided speaking, like I only ever heard him speak once, and it was during a lecture, a lesson. And that one lesson, yeah, the whole time it was, he would say, stop. He would do it all the time, is my point. Stuttering can cause huge insecurities. In fact, fun fact about studying, there's one guy who developed a stutter by pretending to be a stutterer on a movie.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not a super social guy, so you're the first person I've spoken more than a sentence with since I moved here. About a month ago?
In that case, welcome to Milton Haven.
Thanks. Since Since I'm on the road so much, I tend to keep to myself, but sometimes I feel like paying people to talk to me. I just got a little cabin just outside of town. It's a nice upgrade from living in a van crammed with gear.
So, stutter, potentially. I sense loneliness there. And loneliness is a powerful source of depression. Not to go POL, but a lot of people experience that phenomenon in the year 2020.
So, what brings you here? That's a good question. I need help staying sane. You see, how this usually goes is that I tell you, the therapist, a story from my time in the armed forces of horrifying experiments, government conspiracies, and cover-ups. Then at some point, you're gonna give me the look.
The look?
The look you're giving me right now. The look that says I'm talking to a lunatic.
I don't know what the word for it is, or at least off the top of my head. Insecure. You know, that max level did open my eyes to one major thing. I need to boost my health and stamina, and I'm probably gonna do neither one. Oh, never mind, my stamina's already boosted, and so is my speed. Never mind. I'll give this though, at least he's not like Max. Like, this guy actually seems mellow. Like as hell.
Lunatic? No. But I am a bit puzzled. I would very much like to hear your story.
All right, I'll tell it to you, but well, I've been made to doubt myself for years, so I hope you'll take it seriously. Take me seriously, and don't give me that look either. Just let me do the talking for a bit, okay?
Very mellow, very cooperative. Not recalcitrant in any way, unlike my boy Max. This guy might be like the simplest boss. Because one was the bullshit, one was the shadow guy / lighthouse, another one was the basically ghost. Okay, this guy is insecure and lonely. Like, the fuck is he even gonna be? Dark and stormy and rainy, Elysium Park. Oh, I remember the Elysium Park from the notes. Establish radio contact. The fuck kind of first objective is that? Well, this is exactly the opposite of Max's. Although I find it puzzling that it's raining so hard, since you can see the starry night sky. And that actually let me state something too. Contrary to most people's comforts, a lot of people prefer, you know, blue sky, light, sunshine, that type of shit. It's why people's dreams of going to vacation typically are places like Florida, or if you can afford it, somewhere like Puerto Rico or Costa Rica or the Bahamas. You know, the tropical type shit, the tropical places. But, not me. Truth be told, I prefer temperate weather, like 50s and 60s, Fahrenheit that is, for any Europeans, or anybody else besides America. I actually prefer gray or night sky dotted with stars, although in that case you need to get out of the city, because otherwise you'll see the glow from the city. And I like trees like this, foresty settings, and I like rain. Now granted, here's one thing though, I don't like being in rain, but you know, if I was like sitting on the front porch or back porch, sipping coffee, or fuck coffee, sipping hot chocolate, and it's like 50 degrees outside, and I'm just watching rain fall down, listening to its pitter patter on the ground. You know, that for me is the shit. That's like my ideal situation. So environment, why am I mentioning all this? Environment wise, this is already my favorite. Figures this one is at a state park.
You won't listen to me? Fine. Then I suggest you pay close attention to what he has to say. It's the last bedtime story you'll ever hear. Rainbow.
So that guy's the yellow suit. Well, here's your problem here, Mr. Yellow Suit Rainbow Guy. Here's your problem. All you're trying to do is intimidate me, but that's not working because I don't know enough about what you're trying to intimidate me about. What you should be trying to do is inform me. If you're trying to inform me, say, hey, you know, this is what's going on, then maybe I'd listen to your bitch ass. But you're not. You're giving me bullshit, so fuck you. Department of Agriculture, Elysium State Park. Temporary closure due to safety hazard. Real quick. I want to do some research on if the Elysium State Park is a real thing. I've done my research. Elysium State Park is not a real thing. When I look it up, all I get is shit about this game. Although there is a real place called the Elysium RV Resort. Prohibitions. The following acts are prohibited within the restricted area, which I assume is the whole damn thing. 1. Going into or being upon the restricted area. Hold up. The following acts are prohibited within the restricted area. Being in the restricted area. No shit. Sherlock. Fuck. Restricted area. The restricted area comprises all lands and roads belonging to or associated with the decommissioned U.S. Army installation Fort Sonder, including the old bunker, which is exactly what the Meyer Pharmaceuticals surreptitiously set up their clandestine operation in, which is how this guy connects. He probably stumbled upon it, saw what he was supposed to see, probably got murdered. Exceptions. The following persons are exempted from this order. 1. Any federal officer or designated Meyer Pharmaceuticals employee carrying the proper permits. 2. Mr. Desmond Whale. Purpose. The purpose of this order is to provide you with the most spectacular death possible. Second only to the heat death of the universe, you'll be gone in a flash. I love those messages. Basically, Desmond Whales, because you'll fucking die. Forest Center. Okay, one thing this game genuinely needs, real quick. In the beginning it was fine, but now I have like 10 items. Rather than having one button, like 2 buttons to shift between weapons like this, or items, how about just letting me hold one weapon or hold one button to get to an item wheel? Like, why not just do that? And if you want to still have the triangle button be to get back to the last item, that's fine, but I think there should be a wheel instead of this back and forth shit. I mean, the older Grand Theft Auto games had this system, and the new ones have the wheel, which is smarter. Just saying. Okay, why? Okay. Holy shit. What is this? That movie, The Iron Giant? Fuck. You know, I was about to actually bitch that in every single tape so far, except for I think Virginia's, there's been in the background, you know, trees falling down and shit. But this time, this showed the motherfucker right away, and he is intimidating. But unless Mr. Lucas has something to hide, I don't see how the fuck that can be him. No, here's the funny thing though. Despite comparing Alan Shore to Alan Wake, this environment is more like Alan Wake. I just hope it doesn't take too much inspiration from it, because otherwise that'll be bullshit.
Looks like some sort of radio device.
Oh yeah, and I gotta establish radio contact. Motherfucker. Pain in my ass, you motherfuckers are. Tell you to fuck what? Look at his cabin. The Elysium State Park cable connection is officially open. Enjoy the ride and the scenery. I don't know. Fuck it. Let's see. So that I can stop butchering the name, I'm gonna call it Eli. And the scenery Eli State Park has to offer, now at 200 feet off the ground. Tickets are available now at 16 Fortunate Isles Way, Milton Haven. See you there.
It's blocked from the other side.
Note to self. Check the compatibility of the backup generator rig with my radio beacon technology. If it works, it should enable me to turn on the generator from inside the cabin. I just noticed that. I've been stuck here for a while. Oh. Ah. that it? Please fucking tell me that was it. Because I've been stuck in this part for longer than I should have been. Oh. Not a bad bathroom this time. I don't know what the fuck stealth does, but it's been increased. 15 HP, 10 HP.
Pointless.
Note to self. This metallic foil is a happy accident. While I don't want anything to block my device's signal, it may help hide the frequency from being detected by undesirable forces. Further testing is in order. For now, I can at least sleep with less interference in the air. Log entry 465. Finally, some progress. I found a half-burnt memo that mentioned an actual chemical agent tested in the 60s. It said, "Why fight the enemy when you can scare it into submission?" But also said that it proved to be too effective, so they shut it down. I guess they decided to bring it out of retirement. Okay. So what are you, a conspiracy theorist, motherfucker? Or I guess, correct, motherfucker? Personal log page, Rosemary James. Oh, I remember Rosemary James. She was from the quarry. Ever since I listened to the deposition of a radio man who survived an encounter with the ancient rainbow in the late 60s, I knew there had to be a connection between radio waves and the way the chemical affects the brain. It's a little known fact that the brain emits electromagnetic radiation, brain waves, just like a radio does. I don't know the authenticity of that, but I'll roll with it. The difference in frequency is so great, however, that the two never interfere with each other. But with Agent Rainbow, that's no longer the case. In order to understand how Agent Rainbow works, one must not only understand the brain's chemistry, but its mental processes as well. Consider the Jungian concept of the shadow. In simple terms, the dark part of our personality. Every undesirable aspect of ourselves we push down and repress. Agent Rainbow brings it all to the surface and gives it form. So, like alcohol? I mean, facing something like that in such a sudden way is a truly horrifying experience, leading to accelerated mental degradation, often followed by death. I mean, so it's like alcohol, but it kills you quicker. I mean, with alcohol, you can die of one of two ways. You can either die from drinking way too much at once, or you can die slowly from alcohol poisoning. I mean, not alcohol poisoning, because from like liver cirrhosis or some shit. Personal transmitter and systems detector update log version 1.0. Nearby radio signals automatically detected and displayed in the monitor now show frequency alignment when positioned correctly. Version 1.1. Added a red action button for convenience sake. Now all I have to do is press it when the device is properly positioned and aimed at a desired signal and or source, and I can interact with them. Version 1.2. Waves on monitor now align themselves with emitter frequencies in close proximity. It'll light up. Version 2.0. After installing the new mobile antenna, the device now picks up frequencies from certain stars. Need to explore further. Bug report. Certain metal foils have been found to block reception/transmission, picking up strange voices on random patterns. Snake program still crashes device. Radio device.
Looks custom made. Let's see what it can do.
I see. Whenever that line comes from it, you can go ahead and do shit with it. Defeat the Flash. That big motherfucker, I gotta beat it now? There we go. What are these, mushrooms? No, these are sticks with helmets on them. So is that supposed to represent some kind of war? It is. All right, he was in the armed forces. And it looks like World War II, maybe? I can't tell what war. I just hope this game gets it better than House of Ashes did. Wow. My device is detecting weak signals from within the walls of the bunker entrance. I've managed to interact with 2 of them before, but they seem finicky and buried behind thick cement and metal. Perhaps there's too much interference at the moment. I'll try it again at a later time.
No power.
Ah. Ah. Fucking finally. Oh. Oh, fucking great.
Give me coordinates. Delta Whiskey. Oscar Mike.
So here's some critiques so far. Some critiques so far. When you're saying, when you're using the phonetic alphabet, you don't need to type out the fucking words. You can just put out the letter. Just the whole point. But it's still fine. But secondly, though, not gonna lie. So I know what Oscar Mike is. Oscar Mike is on the move. But I'm not gonna lie, I've never ever heard of Delta Whiskey before in my life. So I actually looked it up. Because I actually had to look that one up. I didn't know what the fuck it meant. And basically, apparently Delta Whiskey is basically an asshole. Okay. I've been looking around here for quite a long time. And I determined that the codes are in fact not anywhere near here. And therefore, I have to run 10-4. That's a fucking police code. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I know what 10-4 means. Like, everybody knows what 10-4 means. But that's a police code. That's not armed forces lingo. What the fuck?
To enter the code, 4 towers. Look. 2 stars.
Okay. So this is getting into Animal Crossing territory while I'm having to draw constellations.